Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spider, and welcome back to another review. And there's a new Alien movie coming out, so I thought it was the perfect time to do another Alien review. So, today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Aliens Xenomorph Warrior from 2013. So let's get on with the review. And the first thing we're going to be taking a look at is the packaging, which, my goodness, is reflective. Like, seriously, you can basically see all of me in the reflection of the packaging. Hi. So let's move them out of the way so we can get a better look at this packaging. So we can see at the... Hang on, let me see if I can try and block out the light. So you can see, top of the packaging says Aliens. And you got Xenomorph Warrior. You got the side of the box, which is a very nice picture of the alien. And then you got, oops, yeah, my packaging is kind of falling apart a little bit. You have the other side, which has the camera point of views, and it's all splattered with blood. Yeah, this figure is definitely ages 17 and up because even the packaging is violent. You have the back of the box, which I'm just gonna pull this out of so you can just see it normally. So you got Aliens, the figure, a little thing there, that the figure's available. If you want to pause and read that, you can do that. You got the front of it, which is like the inside of the colony and stuff. Great. Put it all back together. And you got the bottom, a bunch of words, and all the people who worked on this figure. Alright. Enough of that. Onto the figure. Wow. That music lined up perfectly, didn't it? So let's line it up a little bit better. So here we have the Xenomorph Warrior, whose design comes from the film Aliens, which was the second movie in the Alien franchise. My personal favorite of the series. And the figure itself was meant to be an update of the design, because NECA had made a few alien figures before, but this one was meant to improve upon the previous versions, specifically, or especially, in the articulation department. Speaking of which, let's get into that. So, you got the head. You can look down about that far. You can get a little bit of tilting. You can kind of look around. And you don't really have to worry too much about the tubes breaking like on older versions, because these ones are made out of very, very, very soft plastic. In fact, they might actually even be rubber. So, yeah, I don't really think you have to worry about them breaking too much. The head, unfortunately, doesn't go too far back. But NECA anticipated this, and so they made it so you can remove the back spike and have the head look up more. Well, ain't that just smart? So, yeah. You got a little thing, and just plug it right back in the hole. Yeah, plug that back in. I knocked over my notes. I need those so I can read and know what to say. Okay. The mouth can open pretty far, just like older versions. And just like older versions, you can extend the jaw. The arm can move all the way around. It's a little stiff. You can move it out. Can you move it out? No, I think that's about as far as you can go out. And you can move it in. Okay. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, that joint is stuck on this side. I can't get it to go up or down. So yeah, it's probably just a really stiff joint, and I'm too afraid to break it. But this one moves just fine. It's got a bicep rotation. Yeah, like, get it working. Oh, come on. The other joint, it's got a double jointed elbow, but I can't get the second elbow joint to bend. Let's see if this one will work. Yeah, that one works fine. So yeah, you got a very nice deep bend. And you also have a forearm swivel. Knocked over my notes again. Hand, go up and down and rotate all around. It's got a waist rotation, and you can't really get it to arc back that much or crunch. You can get a little bit of side to side, but it's mainly just meant for rotating. Let's get the arms out of the way, because now we are going to be covering the legs. Legs can go about that far forward. And the lower torso is made out of a bit of a softer, rubbery plastic to allow for movement, but it still kind of gets in the way. Leg can go that far back. Can kind of do the splits. Not really, but it can spread a little bit. Thigh can rotate ever so slightly. Beautiful double jointed knee. And then the ankle is kind of stiff. Is this one any better? This one's a little better, so it can kind of go back. Can kind of go forward. And I think there's there's an ankle tilt. So you can kind of get that going. Yeah, joints are pretty stiff. You can also rotate. And you get a toe claw bend up and down. Move his arms down. And then we come to the tail, which, as before, is a bendy wire, so you can do whatever you want with it. It's pretty much gonna stay in any pose you make it do. And the wire feels pretty sturdy in this one, so I don't think it's gonna break anytime soon. So you can get it to go pretty far, and I think it ends about here. That's where it ends. So still got a pretty good amount of wire. So yeah, articulation, definitely an improvement upon previous versions. It is a lot better and allows them to be a lot more expressive. Yeah. You got a pretty good balance too. Like, you don't actually need the tail to have him. Oops, about to fall forward. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need the tail for him to stand up. So that's nice. But it is nice to have it there to help with stability. So yeah, he's got some, you can get some pretty good poses out of this one. Like, if you wanted, you can kind of get him. Eek. Like, you can get him down in a crouched position. I think you. I've done it before. Come on. Come on, do it for me. Will they do it? Yeah, you can even get him crouched without the tail. Oh, well, dang it. I got him to do it before. It takes a bit of work to get him into certain positions. And yeah, so he's got You get some pretty good posability out of him. And if you want, you can even get some get that out of the way. Put his head up. You'd even kind of get him in a quadruped pose. Get him down on all fours. Oops. Hang on. Yeah, like I said, getting him in some poses does require a bit of, messing around. But it is possible. So you can get him in an all-four pose. So it's like the scene when they're in the vents and getting into the sealed-off room. He doesn't fully pull it off. Like, if he had a thigh swivel right about here, it would definitely help out a lot with those kinds of poses. But even still, he can... Hey, come on. Trying to get his back spike back in him. The back spike back in him. Even still, he can pull off some pretty cool poses. Now, for details, he is an ugly looking sucker, but in the best way possible. Just look at that face. Just look at him. Look at him, okay. So yeah, the details on him are very, very nice. Much like in the movie, the smooth head of the first film is gone and now replaced with a more rigid, rough look, which is sculpted very nice here. You got the rib cage, and you get those nice, shiny teeth. And you can pull out the mouth, which for some reason is made out of rubber. I don't know why, but because it's made out of rubber, they couldn't get as much detail on it, so detail's a little more muted on the inner mouth, which is kind of disappointing. Also, if I can get in there, you can see those two little marks there and there. Yeah, that's the paint scraping off of the rubber from pushing the mouth in and out. So do be aware the paint will scrape off the inner jaw. It's unfortunate, but it happened. So we have the rest of the body. This is just very nicely detailed. Once again, you got the weird face crotch thing, with like an eye there, and a mouth. I don't know, maybe that's just me that sees it, but it's weird. You got the back tubes, which are made out of rubber this time around, so you don't have to worry about breaking those. You got the spinal column sticking out of the back. And you got the tail. The tail is done very nice. And unlike last time, there is no excess plastic. It's just the tail, and it looks very, very nice. Especially since the most of the tail is done black, and it's just the little brown highlights that really, really bring out the detail, and that goes all the way down to the very, very tip. So you got the legs. Look nice. You got the arms. I didn't even cover that. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just everything is done very, very nice. You got the hands, which look gnarly. And both are in two different positions. But they both look like they're just trying to grab your face off. Yeah, back to the legs. Just very, very nicely done. Then you get the foot, which looks even more gnarly than the hand does. With little spikes coming off the ankle. You have these weird, like, suction cup looking things. And then you got the butt. Just overall, just very, very nicely done. There isn't a whole lot of paint. It's mostly just this brown, the brown highlights on the figure. But it really, really helps the details pop on this guy. I really, really like this thing. I think NECA did a very, very good job. So, on to size comparisons. So to start off size comparisons, here it is with a LEGO minifigure. Here it is with the Pack of Destruction minifigure Mothra. The Pack of Destruction minifigure Godzilla. Here it is with the NECA Antiverse Gypsy Danger, which is still broken. But, random little thing I wanted to bring up. I was looking about my room, and I found out that I still have the receipt to this thing. Yeah. Whoops! Dropped it. Paid $22 for this guy. And it broke shortly after I got him. Also, according to the date, you can see that. I got it on January 1st of 2016. So I got this guy at the very beginning of the year. Yeah. I don't know. Just a neat little thing I found. I thought I would bring it up. But, back to the size comparisons. Here it is with the Ultimate Edition Gypsy Danger. Here it is with the previous review, the NECA WizKids Mystery Minis Godzilla and Muto. And finally, here it is with the NECA Alien Big Chap from 2008. And those two look great together. Now, that out of the way, measuring time. Let's bring up the camera and get him standing at his full height, because I've had him more crouching throughout this review. But he is quite a big figure, because it's a 7-inch scale, I believe. So, yeah, they're pretty big. So he's like basically almost 9 inches tall. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big figure. But I wouldn't have it any other way. See, it's a pretty cool figure. I'm gonna bring this guy back in here just to show the two of them together, because they look pretty cool. Yeah, I think both figures do a good job of representing their respective alien designs. But yeah, in case you didn't know that, the designs from the first and second movie are very much different. And there are a couple explanations for why the design changed. The original explanation apparently was that the one from the first movie simply wasn't fully mature, and that once they do mature, apparently the dome falls off, and then we get this look, which, whoops, which is a fine enough explanation, I guess, but there was then a later explanation which said that the xenomorphs are kind of like ants, and how we have the worker drone ants and the warrior ant. And I like that explanation a lot better, because this one looks like creepy and disturbing, but it doesn't look like it's prepared to go to war, you know? It looks like it would just be a worker type creature. This, on the other hand, like with its arm blades, apparently. I don't know, I see other people calling this an arm blade. You know, the spikes, the claws, just everything about this one looks like it's ready to go to war or something. So, and it keeps falling forward. Why are you falling forward for? Just his foot. Maybe that'll fix it. Yeah, that seemed to fix it. So yeah, I like the warrior, drone warrior explanation better. But that's just me. And now, if you like this figure, but you wanted to get it in a different color, it actually did come in different colors. It came in blue and also red. Because, yeah, apparently there are red xenomorphs, according to the comics. And they don't like regular xenomorphs, and they fight each other. Yeah, comics are weird. I don't know. But my overall thoughts on this guy is he's pretty cool. Especially for a figure that is over 10 years old. I think he aged quite well. He is pretty dang cool. You know, somewhat limited in the poses he can pull off, but overall, really cool figure. Now, if you wanted to get this figure for yourself, obviously, it's from 2013, so it's not being sold anymore. But on places like eBay, last I checked, it was going for around $30 to $40. And that's including shipping and everything. So, that is a bit, yeah, it's not too crazy, but it is still kind of expensive. $30, I would say, is a bit more reasonable for this guy, but $40 is starting to get a bit crazy. But, if you really wanted an Aliens alien, I would definitely say try and find one for the $30 range and pick it up, because it's pretty cool. I like them. And it really did improve upon this guy in older versions. Except for one thing. The tongue. Or not the tongue, the jaw. The inner jaw. I mentioned that earlier. How it's made out of rubber. And because of that, it's just not as detailed as the original. Like if you look at it, and my camera will focus on it, you can see like the tongue on this one, it's like there is some detail on it, but this one just looks so much better. It's so weird that like the tongue is, I don't know why I keep calling it a tongue. It's an inner jaw. I don't know what's wrong with me. But for some reason, that is the only thing that's not an improvement. That's the only thing that the older figures did better, in my opinion. Everything else about this guy is better than the older versions, except for that. So it just really makes it stick out, and it's kind of weird. But other than that, he's pretty cool. I really like him. And that's pretty much it for this review. So, hope you enjoyed. See you later. Sayonara. Bye.